Welcome to the Steve Curcio podcast, the show for men who refuse to settle. Here we forge elite bodies, unshakable minds, and bulletproof lives. I'm Steven Curcio, bodybuilder, coach, and founder of Humbled Fitness. I help career-driven men over 30 reclaim their edge, build muscle naturally, and rise to a higher standard in every area of life. This isn't motivation, it's mission. This isn't therapy, it's transformation. So if you're done playing small, get ready to level up. Be humble, be bold, be humbled. Let's get into it. You can either be coachable or you can be unbreakable, but you can't be both. One makes you strong, the other makes you stuck. I'm your host, Steven Curcio, and today's episode is going to piss some of you off. But if you feel that sting, that means you needed to hear it. So let's dive in. A lot of men hit a certain level of success, and suddenly they think they're above feedback. They stop listening, stop learning, stop letting themselves be challenged. They hide behind, I already know that. I've tried everything. That doesn't work for me. That's not confidence, that's ego in disguise. And ego, it's the most expensive weight you'll ever carry. It'll cost you growth, clarity, relationships, and ultimately, your own self-respect. Because men who stop being coachable stop evolving. And what doesn't evolve dies. Let's get this straight. Being coachable does not mean being weak. It doesn't mean being passive, obedient, or blindly following orders. It means having the humility to admit you don't know everything. You still have blind spots. You're willing to be uncomfortable to grow. It means being willing to receive correction without deflecting, to hear the hard truth without running, and to apply what you're taught instead of explaining it away. There's a difference between being strong and being stubborn. One builds power, the other builds walls. This episode's pillar from our code of conduct is simple. Be coachable. Here's what that means in our world. You listen more than you defend. You apply more than you argue. You seek feedback instead of hiding from it. You want to know what separates my most successful clients from the ones who stay stuck? It's not talent, not genetics, not motivation. It's how coachable they are. The best men don't just tolerate correction, they crave it. They hunt for blind spots. They ask, what can I do better? And mean it. That's what coachable men do. Let me tell you about Marcus. Let's call him Marcus. When he came to me, he was in his 50s. He was built tall and lanky with some muscle, worked hard, ate 2 times a day, and lifted with intensity. But his body wasn't changing, and every time I gave him feedback, he had an excuse. I already know how to lift. My form is locked in. You don't need videos of me training. My diet is fine. Just give me tips and tricks. I don't have time to track. That's not how I've done it before. I told him flat out, if you already know everything, why are you here? He paused and he paused and then he said something very powerful. You're right. I've done this the same way for the last 20 years and I've gotten little results. From that moment on, everything changed. He tracked every meal, he adjusted every lift, he dropped the pride, and he picked up the plan. And guess what? His body changed completely. He put on approximately 10 pounds of muscle mass in a year, built visible abs for the first time in 20 years, and his wife said, I've never seen you look like this before. Why? Because he became coachable. And a coachable man, he becomes dangerous. Here's your challenge. Drop the ego, fellas. Pick up the feedback. Ask yourself, where am I resisting correction? What truth am I avoiding? Do I take offense when someone gives me correction? What part of me is so afraid of being wrong that I'd rather stay weak than be led? Then go to someone you trust, a coach, a mentor, a brother, and say, tell me what I need to hear and not what I want to hear. And when they say it, don't flinch, apply it. Because your feedback isn't an attack, it's a weapon, but only if you're a man enough to use it. Listen, iron sharpens iron. You've heard that before, but you can't sharpen what's too proud to be pressed. If you're done being the guy who thinks he knows it all and ready to become the man who grows, then stay coachable and stay dangerous. Share this episode with the strongest guy you know, and let's see if he's strong enough to listen. If you want a body that commands respect, a mind that doesn't fold, and a legacy your family can feel, start living like the man you were born to be. No more waiting, no more hiding. Take action. lead the way, and remember, be humble, be bold, be humbled. I'll see you in the next one.